Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007. Today, we're taking a deep dive into some really crucial updates from the small cap world. You're looking for those compelling financial results, the drilling results that signal real potential. And our mission really is to cut through the noise. We're using a breaking news focus, giving you the immediate so what on these stories. We'll be exploring how companies are making, significant strides, everything from digital infrastructure to precious metals.
That's right. And in this market, it moves so fast. Identifying those pivotal data points, the actual numbers, the specific drill intercepts, the strategic moves, it's absolutely key. We're here to highlight the results, the quotes from the releases that, frankly, demand a closer look, helping you understand not just what's happening, but more importantly, why it fundamentally matters for these companies, for their future.
Okay, let's unpack this then. First up, a company where digital innovation is really driving some remarkable growth. HIVE, Digital Technologies Ltd., trading as TSXV, HIVE, and also on the NASDAQ, HIVE. Now, this is a Canadian-based multinational digital infrastructure company, and the headline, it really jumps out. HIVE Digital crosses 16 EHs as Paraguay expansion pushes toward 25 EHs.
Yeah, what's compelling here is just the sheer speed, the acceleration. HIV has announced this significant milestone, surpassing 16 exahash per second EHIV. It's a global Bitcoin mining power. Now, to put that into perspective for you listening, it's essentially doubled the company's Bitcoin production just since May. That means they are now generating more than 8 Bitcoin per day. I mean, that's not just growth. It's really exponential scaling in a tough sector.
Doubling Bitcoin production since May, that is phenomenal. But it kind of begs the question, doesn't it? What's the biggest operational hurdle? I mean, sustaining this kind of aggressive expansion, especially pushing towards that even bigger goal, 25 EHs by Thanksgiving. And how does this rapid scaling position them, against the bigger players long term?
That's a crucial point, and it really boils down to two things: infrastructure and efficiency. HIVE's expansion in Paraguay, it's accelerating precisely because they've managed to energize over 5 EHs of next-gen miners at their Yguazu site. And Phase 3 in Venezuela kicks off in September. So they're not just adding raw power, they're adding efficient power. The fleet is expected to hit around 17.5 joules per terahash. Now, for you listening, a lower joules per terahash number, that's critical. It means they're getting more mining power for less electricity.
Yeah.
And that directly hits their profitability, right? Especially with energy costs fluctuating like they do.
Right. So if I'm getting this straight, we're talking about efficiency that could sort of future-proof their operations against rising energy costs. Gives them a real edge.
What are the financial implications then?
Precisely. That focus on efficiency, it underpins their really strong unit economics. They're reporting approximately a 60% mining margin. That's at current Bitcoin prices and their power costs. With Bitcoin hovering around, $113,000 today, each exahash produces about half a Bitcoin daily. So it shows very clearly how their expansion directly scales up revenue, making growth convertible to shareholder value. And the CEO, Aidan Killick, he reinforced this. Quote, "Clean, green, and funded by our operations, our purpose is clear: to build resilient, decentralized infrastructure while generating robust, lasting cash flow for our shareholders." So it highlights a strategy focused on sustainable, profitable scaling. That's a key differentiator, in attracting maybe more institutional money.
Okay, so from the digital gold rush, let's pivot now. Let's go to the tangible world of precious metals. Companies are making moves here too, capitalizing on renewed interest in, traditional stores of value. Next up is Magma Silver Corp. They trade on the TSX Venture, TSXV, MGMA. They're focused on silver and gold down in Peru, and their headline signals a pretty critical phase. Magma Silver launches Q3 exploration program in Peru as drilling and deal-making loom.
Yeah, this update really signals an inflection point for Magma, I think. They've kicked off their third quarter field program at the Niñobamba silver gold project. The immediate goal, it's about refining and defining those drill targets. Now, the big news for investors is that drilling is set to begin in Q4 2025. Initially at the Joramina zone, that's high priority. Importantly, results are expected before year-end. Plus, they anticipate results from rock sampling at Joramina and Randipata even sooner, before the close of Q3. So concrete, near-term catalysts coming up.
Okay, and this project, it's in a prolific mineral belt, right? Already seen significant investment, more than $14.5 million from majors like Newmont. How much does that prior validation actually de-risk Magma's current Q3 work? And what about, future deal making? Does Newmont's history there matter?
That's a really sharp observation. Yes, the prior investment from a major like Newmont, that's a substantial de-risking factor. Absolutely. It means the geological potential, well, it's already been vetted, confirmed by an industry leader. So for Magma, it kind of speeds up their exploration curve, adds significant credibility to their targets. The real insight here isn't just that they're drilling, but they're doing it in a highly prospective, historically validated region. Chairman and CEO put it this way, quote, "The program will assist in refining drill targets for our planned Q4 drill program and expand our overall technical knowledge."
Okay.
And this also positions them strategically, doesn't it? A project with a proven track record. Well, it could become a very attractive acquisition target or maybe a JV partner once their own drilling starts showing results.
Okay, building on that precious metals theme, let's move to another update from the gold sector. This one looks exciting. Scorpio Gold Corp, they're focused on exploration in Nevada, ticker TSXV, SGN, and OTCQB SRCRF. They just unveiled a headline that really signals major progress. Scorpio Gold unveils strong drilling results in Nevada, setting stage for resource expansion.
Yeah, this is where we get into some really tangible results, stuff that can directly impact a project's future. Scorpio reported some very promising drill results from its Manhattan District project. The standout intercept from hole 25 MN011 is 1.24 grams per ton, GT gold, across nearly 93 meters. Now, just to put that in context, 1.24 grams over 93 meters, that's an exceptional width. It indicates a substantial body of mineralization, and it includes a high-grade section, 19.01 gram gold over 3.05 meters. That points to some very rich zones within that wider intercept. And there were other significant hits in the same hole, too. 1.79 gram gold over almost 12 meters and 1.50 gram gold over about 25 meters. Consistent numbers, signals, continuity, and scale.
Those are impressive numbers, especially the width and consistency, like you said. What's the significance of this discovery specifically within their program, and how does it leverage the infrastructure they already have?
Well, these results, they're the first from their 2025 Phase 1 drilling. And they confirm gold along the Reliance trend in what they call the gap zone. Now, this is crucial because it's a 200-meter section that had never been drilled before. And it sits right between two historic mines. The VP of Exploration, Harrison Pockrent, stated, quote, "These significant results confirm mineralization in the previously undrilled gap zone, which connects the historic West Pit to the Gold Wedge mine." So they're essentially expanding known gold systems into virgin territory, which often has a higher chance of success. The project's Nevada's Walker Lane trend, a very prolific area geologically. But maybe even more fascinating for you, the investor, Scorpio already owns 100% of the district, and that includes the operational Gold Wedge mine, its 400-ton-per-day gravity mill, water rights, permitted zones. That existing infrastructure, that's a massive strategic advantage. Could really shorten development timelines, cut down capital costs compared to starting from scratch.
All right, shifting our focus now over to Quebec. Kinnerland Minerals Ltd, that's TSXV, KLD, and OTCQX, KLDCF. They've released news that definitely underscores the potential of their projects. Kinnerland Minerals reports high-grade gold intercepts at Quebec's Fertet project, moves toward first resource estimate.
Yeah, this really marks a pivotal moment for Kinnerland. Their 2025 winter program at the Fertet project delivered some truly spectacular drilling results. A highlight, an intercept of 26.33 grams per ton gold over 12.15 meters. Just to give you a sense of scale, anything over 5 grams is usually considered high grade. So 26.33 DO meters. That's exceptional. Yeah. Especially over that kind of width. And it included an astonishing section, nearly 100 grams per ton over 1.80 meters. That was hole 25 RDD 261 R6 vein set. Other high-grade hits confirmed continuity too, like 7.80 meters and almost 14 brand gold, including a section of 1.15 meters at 81 scale gold. These are the kinds of numbers that really grab the attention of serious gold investors.
That is seriously high grade. Wow, indicates robust potential for sure. But what's maybe even more interesting is the strategic shift announced here. Operatorship, it's been transferred to Japan's Sumitomo Metal Mining, a major player. They're going to lead the effort for a maiden resource estimate by late 2025 or early 2026. Now, Kinnerland, they made the discovery 5 years back. They now hold a 4% net smelter return royalty on Fertet. For our listeners, what exactly does that net smelter return royalty mean for Kinnerland, and how does Sumitomo's involvement kind of de-risk the project for them?
Right, that's a critical part of this deal. A 4% net smelter return royalty, or NSR. It basically means Kinnerland gets 4% of the gross revenue from all minerals pulled out and processed from Fertet. That's after certain deductions for things like smelting and refining costs. The beauty of an NSR for Kinnerland, it provides long-term leveraged exposure to the project's success, but without needing any more capital from them. No operational duties either. They just benefit if and when production happens. The company stated, quote, "Some of the most significant mineralization intersected to date remains open at depth, underscoring the growth potential." Sumitomo's involvement brings, well, immense technical know-how, financial muscle, and a track record of bringing projects online. So for you, the investor, Keenerland's strategy here is pretty clever. You get significant upside exposure to a high-grade discovery in a top jurisdiction, limited downside risk, really, and a clear path towards a potential long-term revenue stream thanks to that major partner if it goes into production.
Okay, finally, staying in Quebec, Sirius Resources Inc. They filed an important update for their flagship Chichu Gold project. Trades as TSXV, SOI, and OTCQB T-shirt, the headline. Sirius Resources files updated gold resource for Chichu project in Quebec.
This is a highly significant step. It moves the project forward because an updated resource estimate gives much better clarity on its commercial viability. Sirius reported substantial increases both in grade and in the total contained ounces. The updated mineral resource estimate, effective July 1st, 2025, it confirms 1.3 million ounces of gold in the indicated category. That's at 1.1 guaranteed gold, and another 1.7 million ounces in the inferred category at 1.23 guaranteed gold. Now, for our audience, indicated means a high level of geological confidence. Quantity and grade are pretty well established. Inferred is lower confidence based on limited sampling, but still significant. That distinction is really key for assessing how de-risked the project is, right? And crucially, this update also includes 446,000 ounces in underground resources, and those are at an impressive 3.09 grit gold.
Okay, so with these updated numbers, the different categories, what does this actually mean for the project's overall potential, its path forward, and what financial metrics should listeners maybe be looking at here?
Well, the updated numbers show significant grade improvements compared to their 2022 estimate. We're talking a 19% increase in the open pit indicated grade and a 38% increase in the open pit inferred grade. So it's not just more gold, it's higher quality gold. That directly impacts the project economics. Plus, they've reported a low strip ratio, 2.9 to 1. Now, the strip ratio, for you listening, that's the amount of waste rock you have to move for every ton of ore. 2.9 to 1 is considered very favorable. It translates directly to lower mining costs, better economics for an open pit, and the project also boasts a pretty compelling conceptual exploration target, 31 to 40 million tons grading between 1.27 and 1.45 grand of gold. That suggests significant upside beyond even the current estimate.
With results like that, what are the next crucial steps for Sirius then to monetize this updated resource? What should investors maybe anticipate next?
Well, this updated estimate really positions Chichu as a strong candidate for potentially both large-scale open-pit mining and maybe some selective high-grade underground development. The CEO, Dominique Doucet, commented, quote, "Chichu continues to deliver. Gold ounces are up, grades are up, and the exploration targets remain numerous and highly promising." End quote. So the recommended next steps, they include a preliminary economic assessment, a PEA to evaluate different development scenarios, also more drilling to upgrade those inferred resources and maybe expand mineralization, and metallurgical testing to really nail down the gold recovery rates. For you, the investor, this means much greater clarity on the commercial viability of a significant gold project is definitely on the horizon. And it's all situated in a stable jurisdiction, Quebec, with existing infrastructure nearby. That's always a major plus.
And that wraps up our deep dive into today's small cap breaking news. Quite a range today. From HIVE Digital's accelerating hash power and efficiency to Magma Silver's strategic exploration in a validated belt, Scorpio Gold's compelling high-grade intercepts and infrastructure edge, Kennerland Minerals' smart royalty model, and that significantly upgraded resource at Sirius Resources. We've really seen some compelling results and strategic moves across diverse sectors.
Absolutely. These updates really underscore the dynamic and, often high reward nature of the small cap market. For you, the learner, the key really is to look beyond just the headlines. Focus on those actual numbers, the strategic implications, the context behind the technical details. Those are often the clearest signals for future growth and potential value. Understanding why those numbers matter helps you sift the real opportunity from just, noise.
Couldn't agree more. This has been a fascinating look at companies delivering measurable, impactful progress. So what specific numbers or strategic insights from today's deep dive maybe resonated most with you? How might these particular results influence your own research, your perspective on these evolving digital and resource sectors? Keep those crucial metrics in mind as you track these stories. They really are the building blocks of informed decisions.